So this is our flowchart for what happens if we press the A button. I would like you to copy the flowchart but change it to show me what should happen if you press the B button. Before we can do that in our programming on the computer, we're going to do that as a flowchart to plan how it's going to work. So what I thought we'd start by doing is think about how we're going to program our sprites to make them work, but we're going to focus on making the movement work today. We're going to learn how to make our sprites move and we're going to use the microbit as a controller, okay? So what's going to happen is if we press the A button, the sprite's going to be moving to the left, and if we press the B button, the sprite's going to move to the right. Very good.
So play in any learning is obviously going to be a massive impact in terms of how children learn, and that starts when they're 4 years old and they come into our early years classrooms, and we try and consider any play-based activities throughout the curriculum as really important, and especially in computing. We find it's a subject that children really enjoy going to. It's kind of less pen and paper, there's a bit more interactivity, they have a little bit more ownership over it. So keeping it fun and play-based is really important, and again they're kind of mirroring that when they go home and they've got the technology at home. That's very play-based, so we try and kind of mirror that within school and capture their interest wherever possible.
We're actually doing the retro gaming unit, which is where they're using Construct 3 to do lots and lots of different games, and even children that I've had some trickier lessons with before are now all engaged, all keen to see, right, what's the next game we're going to be working on, what's the next game mechanic we're going to be exploring, and it's certainly kept them all up. We're then going to be doing the social media units where they're going to be editing videos, so again teaching them lots and lots of different skills that will hopefully keep them engaged and will teach them some skills that they're not necessarily going to learn in their other GCSEs.
The students really enjoy using the Max Computing series. They like that they're able to make progress, so when they have finished the beginner task with the rest of their class, they can easily move on and progress to the next activity. They know how to do that themselves, and it can be self-led from the books. They can look in the book, they can see what the next task is, what the intermediate and then the advanced task is, and feel that they're able to make progress at their own pace, regardless of where the rest of their classmates are. And they really enjoy that. They like to be able to self-direct, but they also enjoy the type of projects that they're working on.
If we didn't know how to draw them, we could just take a different sprite and change it up.
Well, today we're going to focus on programming them, but don't worry if you haven't quite finished them, we can do that next lesson.
There it is, and I'm going to connect to that one. Okay, so you need to connect to your microbit. Once you've done that, I'm going to give you the next instruction as well. Once you've done that, if you open your book to page 71, you can copy the code in to get Scratchcat moving. To do that, you're going to copy the first set of code. So I'm really noticing now that students' programming skills have really improved because they're using the same software but in lots of different ways, which encourages them to learn different programming techniques that they're then able to adapt and improve the next time they come back to use the same piece of software. And that's really helped them to understand their computational thinking skills as well, and begin to take what they're learning in one piece of software and then use that again in a different programming language.
Max Computing definitely saves me time as a teacher because everything that we need is already there. It might just be a case of us tweaking it to shorten it down to meet our curriculum and the time that we have, sadly, but otherwise the whole strand is there. The assessment points are all there as well, so it does save me a lot of time.
Some of you had to change your code slightly and make it work using your arrow keys. So who got it working with arrow keys instead? Excellent, well done. So we can always make slight changes to get things to work.
Is computing better now that you're using the book, or is it worse?
It's better.
It's better. How's it better?
Because it's easier and it's more understandable.
Okay.
The book is there for you to you can just come over, pick it up, and go on the page that you the lesson that you're on, so that you can understand it better. Because without the book, you don't really know what's going on.
I love seeing them engaged and very active in their learning. I've really enjoyed hearing from teachers about how Max Computing has changed the way that they teach, and they found it much easier to have everything all in one place. For a publisher, seeing Max Computing actually being used in classrooms is really important for us. Watching how the teachers use it, how the children respond to it, it validates our efforts and our learning and what more we can do to meet their needs in the future.